Welcome, guys. First episode of Shop Talk. Got Jordan, got Alex, ready to go.
My first one I want to talk about is Jordan breaking down in his Jeep. Because
That's fun.
Okay.
I told you not to tell me the whole story, so I've been curious about it.
Well, I can't exactly tell the whole
The
story.
details you can tell.
I have to leave out a little bit of detail, but ultimately, I took the Jeep out before work, which was not a very wise decision because it was due for a breakdown.
Yeah.
Due for a breakdown.
Yeah. So I got out, got in a bind, out in the middle of nowhere, no service. And what had happened was my steering box snapped off. So I just had to leave it sitting, walked several miles, finally got service. Called it up a mountain, through the woods, middle of nowhere. So I called a couple people and I ended up getting a hold of one of my good buddies. And he come pick me up, took me to Berea. And I got my truck, went back to my Jeep, see if I could rig something together to get it out of there.
Yeah.
I didn't succeed in that, so I had to leave it sitting overnight. Got some parts from the junkyard the next day, went back, got it all pieced back together and got it out of the woods.
So whenever your steering box snapped, was you like provoking it? Was you doing some like rough riding?
Yes and no. I got in a little bit of a bind and I tried to do like a 9-point turn and
Oh, wow.
I was not aware that my four-wheel drive was not working. So that's what led to my steer box breaking because I'm sitting there trying to wiggle out of this bind I was in.
Yeah.
But my four-wheel drive wouldn't engage.
Well, did you fix your four-wheel drive issue?
I have not. I looked at it yesterday morning. So it'll lock in four-wheel drive. I jacked the rear end up off the ground.
Yeah.
I'll lock it in four-wheel drive and put it in gear and get out and look. And my front drive shaft's turning, but it's not engaging my front axles. So I found some vacuum lines that had popped off, hoping that would fix it, but I was kind of threw in the towel after that. I'll look at it another day.
Yeah. I don't blame you. But that does sound like it sucked.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. It's all about perspective, okay?
You got a good nice walk.
Yeah.
As long as you're expecting it,
You got your steps in.
yeah, you can't get emotional about it. It's gonna happen, and I expect it to happen. So.
Listen, man, I have a similar story to that, but it wasn't as severe as yours. But I remember this. So our brother Jeremiah, he's one of them I like to do burnouts.
Okay.
I remember the story now.
In mud holes. Right?
I may not be. I was
No.
thinking of the one of his at his
Yeah,
granny's.
yeah.
Is that where
So I'm trying to explain Jeremiah, right? So he's
okay.
he's a yee man. He's let's go do burnouts.
If there's a mud hole, it's got his name on it.
Yes. If
It
there's
don't matter where it's at. It can
Does
be in the
not.
field and he's driving on 421.
yeah,
He's in the mud
he's
hole.
in there. He's in there.
We didn't have a good first impression over Xbox, but after that, I really like Jeremiah. I ain't even made it.
Yeah.
You'll get warmed up though.
Yeah. He's a very like if me or Alex is really comfortable with somebody, he's like, all right, I'm comfortable with him too. You know? So that's something he kind of strikes a lot of people the wrong way, but he's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
So anyway,
But anyway, back to the story. So I forget what we were doing, but we were at his granny's. What were we doing?
maybe we was putting air in your tire or doing something with your tire. Because I remember you had a donut on, or
No,
you didn't until that.
I didn't until that.
I can't remember what we was doing.
Well,
We was at
anyway,
his granny's.
we was
so-
at his granny's doing something. I can't remember what we was doing, but Jeremiah had his truck in 4-wheel drive, right? And we had went to his granny's, done something, and we were leaving his granny's, right? His truck was still in 4-wheel drive. He forgot about it. So Jeremiah, being the yee guy he is, he decided to do a burnout in 4-wheel drive. Try to do a burnout. His his rear axle
I think it was his front axle.
His front
It was
axle.
Front axle.
snapped.
Oh,
His
man.
CV axle.
His CV axle snapped. A chunk of metal this big
Just laying like
just laying in the driveway. So I
Did we
drive.
not notice it?
I noticed it. I thought I missed it. Dude,
You know where that's going.
yeah, dude. I ran over that thing in my little Mitsubishi Mirage, dude, and cut a hole in that tire
They
that
already
big.
had bicycle tires on it, basically.
Listen, we got my spare tire out, and I'm telling you right now, I wish there was something in there for perspective. But the tire's this big, Jordan.
Yeah.
The tire is this big.
Saying donut tire don't even do it justice.
No. Donut tire does not do it justice.
So what'd you do after that?
But after that, we just kind of. Alex in my passenger seat about to pass out from laughing. Like
When something like that happens,
when something so bad happens, that's not you don't laugh about
I
something
got
like that happening.
another story that is similar.
When something bad happens, and you're not supposed to laugh, if Alex is there, he's laughing. He's somewhere in tears laughing.
Yeah.
Alright, so this reminds me of, remember whenever we was working on your truck or something in the garage?
Oh, dude.
We were
Let me tell this story, right? So anyway, back to that one story. We just ended up changing my tire.
basically you just get over it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
But
So we're in the garage working on his truck, the
We're-
old Silverado he used
my,
to
my
have.
old GMC that I used to have, that
Yeah.
blue one. So I just had got it, and we were plastic. Was it?
Was it plastic dip in the wheels?
We were plastic dipping the wheels.
Okay. Yeah.
So we had got that right. We was in there till like 2 in the morning. We was in Dad's garage till like 2 in the morning. Alex was hammered, and I was just mad because I couldn't get my rear driver's side tire off. I was like upset about that, and we finally plastic dipped all the wheels and stuff. And we were leaving. Dad then was asleep. It was the weekend, right?
I still laugh
So
at this story.
where Dad works, right? Dad travels for his job.
Okay.
So anytime he has to travel, they give him like a rental car, right? So they rented him out a Ford Lariat, like I don't even know. It was like all leather interior, like it was a white Ford Lariat, dude. He let me drive it. It had like the lane correction.
I ain't too
thing on
familiar
it.
with Fords, but it was an F-150 that had a 5.0 in it, and that sucker would get up and go.
Dude, it's quick. But so it's in the driveway. Alex leaves. Megan comes and picks him up. They're leaving.
I was still there.
No, we were both leaving. Cause I remember you
I hadn't
had that
left
Mustang.
yet,
You had that
though.
Mustang.
But I hadn't left yet.
No, we were leaving at the same time.
Okay.
But we're leaving Dad's, right? And I'm backing my truck out, and I'm looking at Alex, and I'm backing out. I look out of my left hand, my left side mirror. Dad's truck's over there. I see Dad's truck. I'm away from it. Nowhere near it.
So he thinks.
So I think.
Objects and mirrors are closer than they appear.
Exactly. Right? So I'm backing up, and all of a sudden I look out this mirror and I just keep backing up. 'Cause I'm like, did I just back straight up? I'm good. I'm gravy. Next thing I know, I hear something that sounds like,
It sounded like a whole bag of pop cans was getting ran over.
and I look, and Alex is like, whoa, whoa, and I stop, and I'm like, now I looked and seen what it was, and I just stopped and I looked forward, and I look at Alex and he's like stumbling from laughing so hard. I mean, he is,
Dude.
like I said, dude, anytime something is not supposed to be funny, this man is somewhere laughing.
I know.
And I'm not even talking about like a giggle. This man's in tears.
When it's something like that happens, and I just know, like, it's such a bizarre event.
Yes.
It's like impossible to not just be dying laughing, especially whenever you know how big of a mess up it is, and you're not at fault. You're not at fault at all,
Yeah.
but you know they are, and you're like, man,
So-
today's a good day.
So I have pictures of it on my phone. But it ends up like destroying the whole side of my truck, and just barely hurts his. Thank God. It broke a tail light out. It not really broke it out, but like
It basically just scraped it. It took Isaiah's truck and completely like ripped the whole side of that bed off.
yeah,
It
it was rough.
it took forever for him to get his truck fixed.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
How old was he? Like 19 maybe?
Yeah, it wasn't shortly after that when I like wrecked it. But dude, it was. So I'm sitting there. I'm outside of my truck, just staring at it, just like this right here, just staring at it, because I'm
pretty sure I
speechless.
was still dying laughing.
He was still laughing.
He didn't even want to look at me.
I didn't.
That just made it worse. You dying laughing.
Whenever you don't want to look at me and I'm dying laughing, I start also laughing about you being mad. So it just fuels my laugh.
So I'm sitting there,
And
and I'm
already
just,
when I start laughing, I can't stop.
no, listen, I'm staring at it, and I'm just looking at this monstrosity of an event that I just caused. I'm like, how could you be so stupid? So I'm sitting there, and I'm like talking to Alex. She's like, what are you gonna do? I was like, well, I'm not just gonna leave. Like, if I leave, that'll make things way worse, right? So keep in mind, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I walk in the living room. I lay on the couch.
I forgot this.
I'm sitting on the couch. I can't sleep. So I just start crying. I start crying because I'm like, Dad, my father is going to kill me.
Did you stay the night?
I did. I stayed the night. So Tara wakes up and I said, hey, is Dad up? She said, no, not yet. I'm like,
You're
all
just
right.
on the couch.
I'm
You're
just
been
on the
up all
couch.
night.
I've been up all night. I've slept maybe an hour. Yeah. So I'm sitting there, and then Dad wakes up, and then, dude, when I tell you my heart, my heart starts racing a million miles a minute, man.
You know how hard it is to tell somebody to like come clean about something? Just like, you know they're gonna be mad.
Yeah, dude, you know they're gonna be mad.
And it's like, how do I say this?
Yeah.
Don't kill me.
Yeah, dude, so it's even better, right? So I'm like 18 or 19. Dad walks outside. The first thing he does when he wakes up is he goes outside and smokes a cigarette. So I see him walk outside, and I'm just like, because I can see my heart pulsating out of my chest. I walk outside, and I'm like, hey, Dad, can I have a cigarette?
Out of the blue.
He said, yeah.
No reason.
No reason.
I'm serious speculation there.
Right.
I know.
All right, so we're
Go-
back.
go get out, though.
Had to take a little break. Had to get a little refill on the drinks. But back to that story. So I'm sitting there. I walk outside. I ask Dad for a cigarette, and I'm talking to him. And this is legit how the conversation went. I said, I love you, Dad. he said, well, shit. He said, what'd you do? I said, gotta promise me you won't kill me. I said, I'll tell you. I said, but you gotta promise me you don't fight me. And because my initial thought was my dad's gonna punch me in the forehead, like
You're over 18 now.
yeah, like
He's gonna fight you. Today is the day.
yeah, today's the day. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right. I'm talking to him, and he's like, what'd you break? I said, I didn't. And
I wish I broke something.
I told him, I said, I told him that story about what happened, and I said, I ran into that Ford backing out of the garage. He got like pale, and like when he got pale, he also got red. And the only thing he could say was "shut the f up." I'm like, I swear to that. I swear to that.
He sees the tears in your eyes.
Yeah,
You've not slept all night.
Yeah, my eyes are bloodshot. I got
Your-
bags under my
Your
eyes.
hands is shaking.
Hey, knees weak, palms are heavy.
He's
you know?
like,
No, wait. Knees weak, palms are sweaty.
yeah,
Right?
there you go.
Whatever.
You got
I said
it.
palms
You
were
got
heavy. Where they got weights on. Anyway, so, like, I was like, I'll come show you, you know. I said, it's not bad. I said, my truck got the worst of it. I said, there's a crack in the tail light. And on the way to the truck, for probably a solid 3 minutes of walking from the porch to the truck, back to the porch, there was one word said from my father.
One word.
It's a 4-letter word, starts with an F, right?
Okay.
So he's
Whenever you get the silent treatment, that's
Like,
when you know.
Yeah.
like I'm sitting there. I don't know what to say. I apologize. That's not gonna fix the truck. So I'm sitting there. He's just F, 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 F the whole way, every step. So he gets to the truck. He sees, and he's like, F. Man. So I'm like, yeah, it's bad. It's pretty bad. And I was like, Dad, I'm sorry, man. I said, what do I need to do? He said, nothing. It's all right, honey. I said, I love you, Dad. I didn't mean to. He said, I love you too.
He's like,
Yeah, but
I should have pulled out.
yeah, then in his head, he's like, I'm gonna kill this guy.
Yeah.
Like, you're dead to me.
But you had good delivery, and that set the.
Yeah, that set the bar kind of low.
I done know. If that was me, I would have left and texted him. Said, hey, sorry. I get so nervous. I can't do the whole face-to-face interaction. Especially if I know it's going to upset you. Because, like, I don't really like confrontation.
Yeah.
I can't even talk to somebody if it's just a good conversation. Like, so, yesterday I go to get fitted for a new shaft for my driver. We get there.
Oh, man.
Everybody that knows me knows I'm not very comfortable just talking to strangers, or I don't like it. I make my buddies call people for me. I have my wife do most of everything for me on the phone. I just don't fool with it.
Keep in mind, Alex has texted this guy for weeks.
So
on Facebook.
I get there. We get to the front door of his little shop, right? And
nice shop. Really nice shop.
So I put my bag on.
You went with him. Okay.
I put my bag on. Isaiah puts his bag on. He looks at me and he's like, "You go in first or something?" And I was like,
"No." He was standing behind me. What it was, and I said, "Well, I ain't opening the door."
I was like, "I ain't either." Isaiah said, "We'll stand here all day." I was like, "Don't do this to me, man." So I open the doors and I walk in there, and looking back, I probably made it super awkward because I didn't know that was originally him. He was over here in this little room, like building some stuff, doing some stuff with clubs. And he has like a little pro shop in there that sells clubs and gloves, hats, whatever. We walk in there past him. We just go in there and start looking at clubs without introducing ourselves. And this is like on his property.
He's got his family.
His family's
He's got
in
his
there,
wife
his
and both kids are in this pro shop. We walk in, there's little girls right here. And she's like kind of contemplating going in or outside. I said, "You going outside?"
So we didn't introduce ourselves, and we start looking at clubs. It's probably been a good like 2 or 3 minutes. We're in there looking at grips and stuff, and I'm like, I should probably go talk to him. So I walk in there and I'm like, "Hey, I'm Alex. I'm here for the fitting." He's like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm the most awkward person. I cannot have a conversation. If you wouldn't have went with me, I wouldn't have went.
Dude, you're wild.
I will not go and do something like that by myself.
What happened after that? After you both said okay.
So
what's next?
We start just conversating, and he's like, "Well, we're going in here and start hitting some balls." Dude, I'm shaking.
Dude, I'm
mad.
Like he's freaking out.
You needed a 6-pack before you went.
Like my anxiety.
He needed a fifth of bourbon.
My anxiety for something like that is through the roof.
He needed a fifth of bourbon and a pack of Marlboros.
It don't help that every time I was wanting to hit a ball with my driver, I would have to take the tee and stick it into this rubber mat that's kind of like this.
Yeah.
I would have to stick it in there and place the ball on it. And I'm shaking. It takes me like 10 times to get the tee in there. It keeps falling over. I'm setting the ball in there. It keeps falling over. He walks over to me and he sticks his hand out. He's like, "Here, I'll get it." I'm like, thank God.
Oh, man.
What? Back to that. Like, are you sore today?
No, not
My
really.
midsection is killing me.
Well, you did swing like 150
I know
times
Joe
yesterday.
swung for probably 2 straight hours.
Just swinging.
Did you get anything?
And I never fixed anything.
But
I
you
got
know where you're at, though.
I got a better shaft for my driver. But
Remember, aim for the rock.
the simulator, I don't think all them shots would have been slices. I think that thing's reading the spin on it and is assuming, because neither one of us would hit 60 straight slices. I think the simulator...
Maybe me with my driver, I would.
But like, typically, if I go to the range, not every single ball hits a slice with my driver.
I've seen you made a good drive.
So every single ball on that simulator was a slice, but it's just this little reader that stands up next to your ball, and the numbers it was getting off of it is what assumes what your ball does. So I think it was assuming it would slice, judging by the numbers, but typically it never slices that many times in a row. Yeah. I'm telling you, when I say I didn't hit a single ball straight out of 150, I didn't hit a single ball straight.
That's pathetic.
So we figured out my swing speed was like 112 max. I stay around the 105 to 107 range. So Isaiah has never had his swing speed tested. He gets up there, me and the guy that's fitting me, we're in this room talking. Isaiah's in there, his driver is aluminum. Dude, it's sounds like a baseball bat. It busts your eardrum. We're in there talking. You hear Isaiah, I just hit 122. Man, that guy look at each other like, really? So we walk in there and on the screen it says 122. Me and that guy's like, whew.
122 close.
122 swing speed is super fast.
That's pretty quick.
Like his ball speed was like 160 or 170.
Yeah. And
Like
So
some of the,
why can't you do that when you actually golf?
well, he can do
I
that.
can,
He
but I
just
can't- I
make
just
the
can't
ball
hit
go
straight.
over
Oh, I
the
got you. I
Yeah.
got you. Yeah.
So
I can hit it hard. I can hit it real hard.
he can hit it really hard. So like some of the fastest hitters in the world, 200 is a crazy number. He's still 30 miles an hour under that, but like if you look at the PGA Tour, they're consistently probably hitting 170, 180.
And
But they make it go where they want, and
Yeah.
it goes 300 yards. That guy told Isaiah, he was like, you can be hitting it 300, 320 carry. And Isaiah was like, don't be telling me that. You see his head.
you see my head start swelling up.
And then Isaiah gets up there and he starts talking about how fast he can swing it. And I'm like, Isaiah, your speed don't make you shoot low. I said, you can swing it as fast as you want, but if you're not hitting the fairway, you're not going to shoot low. And he looks at me and he says, what do you say? You're like, you can't tell me that. You're like, you want to see? And you start ripping it.
Just up there flexing. Yeah, I got 122.
Yeah, he kept saying that.
That's the fastest one that I noticed.
There was a 122 point something.
There's a 122.5 was the fastest club speed I noticed. But dude,
Which is insane.
Yeah.
I'm still blown by
Dude,
that.
What'd you get?
112 was my fastest
That
one.
ain't. I mean, that ain't bad.
no.
I think his is height and he shifts his weight way better than me.
I don't even know what I get.
Me personally, I wish I could do 100 all day and hit the fairway.
Yeah. I'll be fine
Because
with 90
if you're swinging 100 and it's just a dead straight ball, you're still going to hit it 250 yards. We're swinging it over 105, but it's on the other hole on the right,
Yeah.
a mile away.
Across 421.
Yeah.
So like, we just started playing golf last year. We still got to work on a bunch of things.
Which I thought I was very surprised with my club speed.
Yeah, I was too. I thought he was going to be super similar to me.
Yeah.
Because like I had always played baseball. I knew I was swinging fast, but I didn't think he would be 10 miles an hour faster than me.
Is that a lot? 10 miles an hour?
That's-
faster?
It's a
That's
lot
pretty
whenever
quick.
it's just with your arms.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I guarantee if you went and swung, you don't swing it out of your shoes.
Right.
But like the way you swing whenever you play golf right now, your swing speed probably 90.
You talking about me specifically?
Yes.
Okay.
But like you have more like a.
Yeah.
Whenever he's hitting 122, obviously he's like,
He's putting
yeah.
a little ooga booga in there.
But consistently, every single ball he hit that was a good hit was 115 plus. He ain't under 115.
So
I had some that was like 99 to 103, but I swung my driver like. Once I hit it for over an hour and a half, and I kept trying, I was gassed, I was wore out, I didn't feel like even swinging no more. I told that dude, I said, I don't even want to hear the word golf the rest of the day. I told him, I said, I'm the worst golfer on earth, I can't do it. He kept trying to pump me up, and was like, man, you're so close.
no, you are, dude. You
He
are
was,
so
he was like,
close.
you're so close, and I'm like, I can't do it. Like, it's like mentally and physically, I know what my body should be doing for me to hit it right. But then actually making my body do that is a completely different story. Like, if I was with somebody and I was trying to teach them a lesson, I could probably do way better giving a lesson than I could swinging.
doing it yourself.
Like,
you're borderline professional, but you still haven't reached amateur.
He's verbally professional.
There
when
you
it
go.
comes down
Yeah.
to the statistics and like the mental part of knowing how to swing, I can tell you how to swing, but I can't do it. So it's like,
That doesn't make sense.
it's like, would you trust somebody to replace your motor if they can tell you how, but they can't do it? I mean, no. It's like, I can tell you how to do it, but I can't. I can tell you how to tie your shoe, but I can't tie mine.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna trust that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you.
Like, if you told me you knew how to do something, but you could only explain it. It's like, I text you, I'm like, hey man, can you like show me how to fix this water line? I can tell you, but I can't show you. It's like, I'll move on.
I don't know how to do it physically, but I can tell you how to do it. I can walk you through the steps.
But yeah, I'm super sore from doing that yesterday.
Yeah. Did I sit there? I sat there for like an extra 30 minutes. Yesterday before
Did
I
you hit
left.
any with your grips, or did he say they needed to drive more?
They need to drive more. I'm not even sure.
I think you'll love them grips.
They feel better. I got bigger grips for my hands because I got big hands.
It was super nice. It was an awesome building.
Was it a
It
Reba?
was no, it was in Kingston.
Oh.
So-
It was bigger than this.
So
King
this right here is
yeah, it
probably
was on King Straits.
this,
The guy that has the indoor place. You all was talking about that one time.
Glenville goes there consistent. There's some stuff. We'll tell you later.
yeah, it's wild.
We'll tell you later.
Okay.
But say this right here is probably the size, probably the exact size of just his
Just where the mat was.
just the simulator room. This building's probably the shed's
And
probably
it was
the same
up to the
exact size.
top, straight down. This whole wall would be a screen. And he had like a nice like recliner chair sort of deal with cup holders and stuff. And then he had a computer, all these chests with all these different golf stuff in it. And then he had a whole wall of bags and shafts and everything, man. It was awesome.
Definitely be back.
I told him,
I wish I liked golf more.
I wish you did too. Because if you would play the league with me, man, because us three could go and play the league together. It'd be awesome.
Once a week,
I know. That's a tall ask. I get it.
and you gotta pay for it every time.
I know.
Yeah,
That's what
I can't-
sucks.
God, I can't do it.
What makes me mad?
Can't do it. I can't do it.
What makes me mad is if you are willing to walk, you save $15. You have to pay $15 for a cart.
Yeah, I got enough walking in on disc golf.
We'll get to disc golf in a second. So like the other day, me and Isaiah was going to play golf this weekend before I decided to go get fit because it was supposed to rain the whole time. For me and Isaiah, for 18 holes was
God, sorry boys, I just ripped it.
It was so for me and Isaiah for 18 holes was going to be like 40-ish bucks without a cart. Add a cart to it, $73.
Yeah, dude, it's wild.
What if you?
What I don't understand is
What if
it
we split? What if we split on our own golf cart?
that like buying a cart.
Yeah, buying a cart.
I don't know how that works. You might have to live in that neighborhood to bring yours.
Maybe.
Huh.
So what I don't understand, if I wanted to go there and play solo, and I got a cart, it cost me $15. If there's two people, you're still getting one cart, right?
Yeah.
You each pay $15.
That doesn't make any sense.
You would think it would be
$7.50.
split the 15, but you each pay the cart fee. So you know golf places are making a killing. They can't use that much
$15 a
battery or
time.
gas or whatever they are. They're not using that much. Like realistically, they're not using that much gas or electricity, whatever they take.
Interesting.
I mean, that's the goal, right?
Well, the one at
For them
Battlefield's
to make
gas.
money,
Is
but
it?
still.
Was it Battlefield? Or was it Kearney Hills?
Kearney Hills.
One of them we played out was gas.
Where's that one at?
Lexington. That's a nice course.
So we'll talk about disc golf for a minute. We're almost to the end of this pod. But
Disc golf.
alright, so
We're back. Sorry, I had a little camera malfunction. We're on the topic of disc golf now. So, Jordan.
Yeah, went
we got 5
for
minutes.
the first time last week or the week before.
First time?
Yeah, first time
Ever.
Period.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Me and my buddy went out for brunch, had a few drinks. Like, man, let's try some disc golf. So we went and bought some discs or frisbees, you know, whatever you want to call them.
They're disc.
We just bought 2 drivers, one for me, one for him. I don't remember what the numbers were on them. I don't know what the numbers mean. So we went over to Lake Reba,
Which is the worst course ever you can go to.
Camp Paula,
It's
Camp
awful.
Paula or
Dude.
whatever.
Oh,
Catalupa.
You're playing in a bunch of trees.
Catalpa?
That course
Something like
sucks.
that.
hey, sorry to cut you guys off, but
Yeah.
I have a story about disc golf in Lake Reba.
Okay. All right.
We might have to save it for the next episode.
Oh, I think we got time.
Well-
I think we got time.
Do you know what story I'm talking about, Alex?
I do. And we'll get there.
Yeah,
So you go
we-
for the
we went
first time.
The first time, we're like, man, let's go try it out. So we happened to run into a guy there that happened to be playing, and he had a little satchel on him. He had 50
You ran into him at the course.
at the course, had 50 discs on him. So he was just sitting there launching discs over and over and over until he got one that he liked. So we had him kind of walk us through it.
Yeah.
So we went through the first probably 5. You call them
Call them
holes?
holes.
Holes, okay. We went through the first 5 holes with him. And me and my buddy, we finished it out. I think he probably ended up winning. I don't think we really kept score, but
I hardly ever keep score with disc golf. It's usually just
it's different.
fun.
Neither one of us really could throw a straight disc. It either go left
telling
or
you.
it go right.
Sometime all of us need to go play. Jesse, tell him I can straight up sling one.
Yeah. For
I'll believe
somebody
it. I'll
that
believe
doesn't
it when I
barely
see
goes
it.
disc golfing,
Yeah.
never looks at form, Alex somehow just magically gets it there.
Boom.
So
All right,
we'll
Jesse,
squeeze in this last
longest
story.
longest
Yeah, what's the
disc
longest?
drive.
Longest recorded disc golf drive was 1,108 feet.
Which is how many yards?
It's 338 meters.
Which is how many yards? It's 11.
Which is how many yards?
So that's
4,786,000.
I'm pretty sure that's 300 and
inches.
something yards.
Yeah, 366 yards.
Jesus.
That's pretty
Over
good.
3.5 football fields.
That's-
Can you imagine?
Wow.
That's crazy. What kind of disc was he using?
I guarantee you it was down a hill on a valley. All right, let's see if we can squeeze in your story real quick.
All right, so that story, right, starts off me, Alex, Jeremiah. Who else is with us? Anybody?
Megan, that's it.
Yeah, so his wife, him, me, and Jeremiah go disc golfing in Lake River.
No, we was fishing. We might have been doing both.
We were doing both, a little bit of both. So you know where the parking lot is over there?
Where the what is?
The parking lot.
The parking lot
Yeah.
to get to the disc golf.
Yeah.
So we pull in there. Though it's kind of later in the evening, not later in the evening, but it's like later in the afternoon, right? It's like 4 or 5ish.
Okay.
It's probably 2 hours till sunset, give or take.
Yeah. So we're playing, we're doing our thing, and all of a sudden we go back, right? We get done, we go back to our vehicles. They locked the gates.
Oh man.
With
They
our
locked
vehicles
the
in.
gates with us all stuck in there in our vehicles.
Wow.
So
There's no
Jeremiah.
way around the gate.
There's a grass,
there's grass, right?
Okay.
but it was super muddy.
Yeah, it just rained. It's like right
And
off.
you know
the
me,
dam.
I'll watch somebody do something. I
It's-
will watch them do it,
It's right off.
but me personally, I'm just gonna sit back and laugh.
It's right. Listen, it's,
Not you.
no, not me.
no, listen. It's right off. It's like the water coming from the dam, from the lake.
Okay.
Right. It's right off the dam, and we're sitting there, and we're like, "Dude, what are we gonna do?" And Jeremiah's like, Jeremiah,
You see mud.
you see mud, you see mud. It's over. So Jeremiah's like, "I'll just take my truck, through that grass."
In my head, I'm thinking he's gonna give it gas because it's muddy. He's creeping through there until it gets to the uphill. Floors it.
Dude, listen, he buries his truck to the fenders, dude.
And somehow the cops never showed up.
They
He had
never
no
showed up.
exhaust on his truck. It was the loudest thing I ever heard.
Listen, so no, Megan wasn't with us because
No, she was with us, and I said, "Tell your mom to come pick you up. We might be going to jail."
yeah. So
Tracy shows up. And picks
yeah,
her up.
Tracy shows up.
I said,
yeah.
"You might want to leave. We might be going to jail. I just don't want you to be here."
So we
Why would you assume you might be going to jail?
Because it was
People
like
around?
government land, and there was people that live right in front of that road.
Okay.
And Jeremiah's truck is so loud, I thought for sure the cops.
Is
were
it the
gonna
same
get
truck he has now?
no
It was a white Silverado.
close to the same
That's
truck.
why I was asking.
Same model, but it's a different truck. But anyway, so we end up getting a hold of my stepdad. I get my stepdad. I'm like, hey, can you come pull us out? We're like stuck at Lake Reeland.
This was 2 hours later, probably, of him trying to get out.
So my stepdad pulls up, and we tie my stepdad's truck to Jeremiah's truck. We pull it out, and I wish I had that picture, dude, of Jeremiah's truck.
Dude, it was
we go to
so
the gas
bad.
station right there next to Reba, right off that road.
Yeah.
And dude, his truck is as wide as this pop can, or this can here,
Mm-hmm.
and the color of his truck, you couldn't see any white.
It was like solid brown.
it was
from mud.
brown from mud, dude.
Yeah. I feel
And he went back there like that same week and looked at the ruts. Dude, it was so bad. For like a whole month, I was like, we're going to end up in the newspaper. They're going to post something talking about these ruts.
Those roads might still be there.
Like, you know how people are. There's a bird watching place up there. I was like, people like some bird watchers, they're going to be like, look at them tire marks. Man, somebody's going to get called.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Alex ended up leaving his
I left
vehicle
my
there.
truck there after I seen Jeremiah. I was like,
Overnight.
there's no way I'm trying that. I'll go back and get it tomorrow.
Yeah. And Alex was like scared to death when he went back. That cops really waiting on him.
Yeah, it was just a bad deal. Well,
Is that it?
That's it.
I believe we're gonna wrap it up.
All right.
Go check our Facebook out.
Shop Talk Podcast.
Link will be in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.